settled on 1.6, and I'm sticking to 1.6. 1.6 means a CPI of 161.1. Despite lacking an army of highly paid, highly educated economists, I nailed it. 1.6 from a CPI of 161.1. I have had my fair share of ridicule because we didn't have deflation yet, as I had forecast. But we have it now. Look at that. We're less than we were in May. Yeah, it's not officially year-over-year deflation, but that's a worrying trend. Wow, worrying for the Bank of Canada. Because that's the direction we're going. And I'll get to that in a little bit. Mortgage interest cost is going to be number one. Rent is going to be number two. Honorable mention, auto insurance. Main upward drivers of inflation. Since December of 2022, the main upward driver of inflation, mortgage interest cost. Number two, rent. Number three, passenger vehicle insurance. As I've been saying, since December of 2022, the mortgage interest follows the interest rate. As the rates go up, the mortgage interest goes up. As the rates come down, mortgage interest comes down. And mortgage interest is one of the main drivers of rent. And now that we have decided to course correct when it comes to student visas, that rent is going to increase at a lower rate. Passenger vehicles, I got nothing for you there. But let's see what happens when we take mortgage interest and shelter out of the calculation. There's all items excluding mortgage interest, all items excluding shelter. All items without the mortgage interest cost, we are at 1% inflation, the bottom of the range. Why is this a big deal? Because as we cut the rates, the headline inflation will fall to match this number. Come next year, 3-year mortgages may be less expensive than they were 3 years prior, 2022. It's not a guarantee, I'm just saying it's something that could happen. Let's take a look at that Canada bond, shall we? Oh my! And of course, mortgage interest factors into rent. What is headline inflation without shelter? 0.39%. But wait, there's more. There's lower gas prices in the future and lower oil prices. Lower gasoline prices means more downward pressure on the CPI, which is already pretty low. And Canada is an oil producing nation, which means when the oil prices go down, that has a hit on our GDP. What is the future outlook for oil? Well, according to OPEC, not so great. OPEC has adjusted its demand forecast for the rest of this year and into next year. And for all of you who are really pulling on World War III happening, it's probably not going to happen. Unnamed sources came out and said what we should all have been expecting, really, is that any retaliation against Iran would have been focused on military targets, not oil or nuclear power. Sorry to disappoint you. Will we get all-out deflation, year-over-year deflation by the end of this year? Probably not. But right now, it looks like CPI will finish the year less than it was in April. I know what you're thinking. AJ, how do you do this? It's like magic. You don't have an economist. You don't have an army of economists helping you. How do you hit these numbers?
Happy Halloween and trick or treat to you. Step up to my magic ball and I will do a trick for you.